All right, folks, welcome back. We are rejoined by the Malzberg panel participants, retired Major General in the U.S. Army and founder of Stand Up America, General Paul E. Vallely, and the president of the Kurdistan National Assembly of Syria, Dr. Sherkoh Abbas. And let me ask you, Doctor, the problem of Americans and Westerners going over to fight alongside ISIS. You know, Saturday Night Live did a whole spoof on Obama, a 60-minute interview, and he was talking about how effective ISIS has been on the internet and in their recruiting videos. You know, you had the Chicago teenager, 19 years old. He was arrested trying to leave to go fight for ISIS. Why is ISIS so successful at getting these young Westerners to go fight for them?
Well, I mean, obviously they have a lot of access to the media, and they get a lot of the criminals and people that they can see. This is an opportunity to go rob, kill, rape children, women, without any accountability. So I think this is one issue. But I think the primary reason behind it, in my view, it is the ideology of radical Islam. And the radical Islam being promoted by President Obama, what he calls a political Islam, trying to deal with when he went to Egypt in his speech in Cairo. Since then, all his agenda was tailored to really support somewhat the Muslim Brotherhood being the moderate. And in our view, that was a wrong turn for America to really promote those groups. America needs to support the democratic group and the people on the ground, the boots on the ground. There's a 60 million Kurds, more than 40 million Kurds in the region. And so the Kurds should be supported to promote democracy in the region, and they can do that. Unfortunately, this administration disengaged from the Kurdistan regional government, didn't support the Kurds, and tried to work with Maliki. And Maliki took all this American weapon and transferred it to ISIS. And this is how things evolve. So in essence, we view the administration as being guilty of doing this and not helping the Kurds.
And General, let me ask you, please address the problem of recruitment, but also, you know, we have a couple of instances. We have an Ohio Air Force veteran named Brian Wilson, who's now helping the Kurds fight in Syria against ISIS. We have 3 Americans fighting alongside the Kurds in Syria, aside from Brian Wilson. So to talk about both of those.
Yeah, Steve, that's an interesting occurrence where we have some Americans now standing up to go fight alongside the Kurds. But certainly on the recruitment through the mosque, through the social media, they're able to generate a lot of interest of coming to fight jihad and do it in the name of Allah and Muhammad. And so that's what's happening, and they're finding their way over with visas. To me, it's treason. They should have those passports rejected immediately, but continue to track these people in and out of America where they are and absolutely preclude them from ever coming back to America.
And Doctor, how likely does the Westerners going over there and then being able to come back, how likely does that increase the risk of terror, not only here, but they just broke up a plot in Great Britain, so it increases the likelihood of another attack here in the West, does it not?
Absolutely. And one other point to add to General's point, and also the media issues here, many websites, they do operate from Turkey and a lot of those Middle Eastern country that they actually promote this. There's a website directly involved with ISIS. I don't have the website at the moment in my hand, but I can send it to you guys. But this is a website it's in Turkey, and the Turkish government doesn't do anything. They let it operate, and they use it for recruiting and funding ISIS group. So in essence, it is a dangerous. First thing, it would be the Middle Eastern, the Kurds and Christian and minorities, and then it's going to Europe, and eventually it's coming to the United States. So we have to act. This is a disease. It's worse than Ebola, and I think we have to really deal with it, and we cannot just play the game what Mr. Obama is doing.
All right, gentlemen, I want to thank both of you. Dr. Sherkoh Abbas, a pleasure to meet you and make your acquaintance. I hope you'll come back. In general, glad you're feeling better, and we were all praying for you, and thanks for rejoining us, sir.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. All right, folks. So we're going to come back with the director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, Dr. Jane Orient, and ask her about Ebola and the possibility of an airborne Ebola.